I'm Kyle Langlands. I'm a powertrain design engineer working on Victory Powertrain. I was design team technical lead for the V106 project. The V106 six-speed is the latest generation in our Freedom engine line. It was developed specifically to meet the needs of our touring bike applications, starting with Vision. The V106 is rated at 92 horsepower and 109 foot-pounds measured at the crankshaft. The performance parameter that the everyday rider cares most about is passing authority at highway speeds. Maintaining the torque curve through the mid-range and into the higher RPM range allows you maximum passing power. These are rear-wheel performance curves that were recorded on our dyno here in Wyoming. Most large V-twin engines are able to provide high torque just off idle, but the competitor's torque curve dives sharply after that initial peak value, whereas with the Freedom engine, you'll notice it continues strong throughout the mid-range and keeps going into the higher RPM range. To make more power, you've got to pack more air into the cylinder. And the four-valve design helps us do that in a couple of ways. Using two intake valves instead of one, we're better able to package the total valve area that's required to flow enough air to maintain this torque curve at high RPM. To get more air into the engine, it's generally helpful to be able to open and close the valves as fast as possible. That's harder to do with a heavier valve. This is an intake valve from a competitor's two-valve engine design compared to the intake from the V106. You can see it's clearly a lot heavier. You can see a very heavy multiple coil spring that's required to keep this valve under control, whereas the 106 only requires a single coil spring, much lighter. And here we have three separate sets of components, two from competitors and one from the V106. You can see these are pushrod style competitors, also large V-twins. In the one case, we have not only the heavy intake valve, but the mass of a heavy translating lifter, a pushrod, a heavy steel rocker arm. By contrast, the only parts connecting the valve to the camshaft in the V106 engine is a lightweight cast aluminum rocker arm. Lightweight components with a stiff structure allow us to maintain good dynamic control, open the valve quickly, close it quickly, and produce this broad, flat torque curve that's so usable to the touring rider. The engine's airbox also doubles as the vehicle frame. Sharing this duty allows us to have a large airbox volume, in this case it's 11 liters, helps reduce intake restriction and eliminate peakiness of the torque curve. Engine cooling requirements generally increase with maximum power, and we find that in our power class, adding a water cooling system with a radiator just isn't necessary. So why do it? You end up with a large, heavy part, hoses cluttering everything up, and increased maintenance requirements. So we've gone with an air and oil cooling scheme. Carrying the power from the V106 engine to the rear wheel is our six-speed transmission. We took our original five-speed transmission and simply added a gear ratio to it to allow you to drop engine RPM at cruise. For example, at 70 miles an hour, shifting from fifth into sixth gear drops RPM by about 500. You actually get a reduction in inertial engine vibration of 30%. I don't know if he wanted to show this or not.
Right.
That's me. All the engineers and technicians who worked on the project have our initials molded into the back of this body panel. We all signed it.